Before the Switch had even come out, one of the first viral concepts that somebody photoshopped together were replacement Joy-Con that were stylized after a GameCube controller. At the time, it was rumored that GameCube games were in development for the Switch. It's been about 3 years since those rumors, and I haven't seen any Mario Sunshine, so I don't know what the hell those were all on about. But still, we've got some GameCube games on here that are worth playing with a GameCube controller, most specifically Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, probably only Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And it's been all this time, and somebody has just now finally made GameCube-styled Joy-Con. You might have seen other people report on these, but do those people have 265 hours in Smash? I don't think so. So, is it worth slapping these on when you want to play Smash in portable mode? Or should you just suck it up and use the tiny buttons you already have? These Joy-Con are made by Sades, and if you've never heard of them before, well, you're in good company. You'll immediately notice the GameCube configuration on these bad boys. That's probably the only reason you would get these things anyway. I personally find it a lot easier to play Smash with a big fat A button, the B button down and to the left, and the jump buttons up and out of the way. Other people are perfectly content playing Smash with a Pro Controller or maybe even the Joy-Con grip, and that's perfectly fine too. But for those times where you're forced to play in portable mode, maybe this thing can help out. Right out of the box, there's nothing too exciting, just the units themselves and a micro USB cable. There's also a micro USB port on either side of the controller for some reason. I'd guess these are for firmware updates, but the Amazon listing says randomly updated. So look out for those updates, I guess. Also, includes one micro USB cables for charging purposes, which doesn't make any sense because the console charges them, unless they're wireless? Holy shit, they're wireless. Not only that, they have motion controls that are pretty decent and NFC. It also has rumble, but the rumble is very harsh and has no chill whatsoever. There's no rumble sensitivity. It's either full tilt or not at all, so I just turned that right off. Possibly the best feature that it has, the home button will actually wake the console from sleep. It must be a hardware clone of an actual Joy-Con because when I first slotted them on, it attempted to update the controllers. I was shocked by the amount of features these Joy-Con have. Not many aftermarket controllers have these specs. It has all the same buttons as a normal Joy-Con. The home and share buttons are still there, and so are the plus and minus buttons. I'm a big fan of the shape they have. The backs are fat and almost feel like you're playing with one of those low-profile grip cases. And that's probably the last nice thing I'll say about these controllers. The buttons are very flat, particularly the A button. I'm not sure why that's flatter than all the other ones. It's like, kind of like that on the original GameCube controller, but the shallowness of the A button was never that drastic. Also, if you're trying to copy a GameCube controller, that's a weird takeaway considering all the things you didn't take away from the original design of a GameCube controller. The flat buttons feel weird and clicky. The shoulder buttons are also very clicky, which I would normally appreciate, but the triggers take a lot more pressure to push down, and it almost feels like it has two stages when it really doesn't. So I've missed inputs a lot, thinking I've pressed it down all the way when I really haven't. The controllers just generally feel really cheap, which is a shame because they're $60, which is only slightly cheaper than an actual Joy-Con. These don't have to have all of the bells and whistles of an actual Joy-Con. They could be more like the Hori D-pad controller, where it's just an empty shell that only works when it's docked. I'm only ever gonna use this thing when they're docked anyway. It's not like they fit in a Joy-Con grip. Because it's so cheaply made, it looks like the right one is bent a little bit. This is most likely manufacturer variants, so if you buy this, yours probably won't look like that. It could be completely straight, or it could be way worse. It just doesn't scream quality to me. There's kind of no reason for the left Joy-Con to exist at all. All the good bits of the GameCube controller are already on the right side. There's this giant D-pad, but that's not even mimicking a GameCube D-pad. That D-pad was small and this D-pad is actually nice and big. It's clicky, kind of like the Xbox D-pad, but I'm cool with that. It feels nice. The thumbsticks actually feel smaller than a regular Joy-Con's thumbsticks, which is pretty small. In reality, they're only slightly smaller though. The thumbsticks have the GameCube style notches, but they're orientated wrong. There should be notches at all 8 directions, up, down, left, right, and all the in-between for the diagonals. These are rotated slightly. I thought this was leading to misinputs, but the notches actually don't do anything at all. They're purely cosmetic. The thumbsticks never reach the edge of the plastic. There are a lot of people who love the notches in a GameCube controller to help influence their directional input. Just don't be getting these controllers for that reason, because it doesn't work like that. Alright, so this thing isn't exactly built well and a lot of the features are meh. But what's most important here is how it works during practical use. How does it actually feel in the real world? You're only getting this thing for the GameCube controller layout, right? So I spent a decent amount of time with it playing Smash in portable mode, and I have to say, I actually thought it was pretty comfortable. The buttons being shallow kind of threw me off. The right trigger pressure also threw me off. But the ergonomics were pretty solid thanks to the big fat backside. I'm really not a fan of the normal Joy-Con in portable mode, and this kind of alleviated some of the ergonomic problems for me. And then I decided to switch back to the regular GameCube controller and I realized everything that I was missing. This controller can basically only be done in this format. Honestly, I just avoid playing Smash Bros. Portably at all costs. But if you have to, just use the regular Joy-Con with the Satisfy grip. It's not worth getting these cheap feeling $60 Joy-Con just for one game. You're also probably not going to be playing Resident Evil 4 with this thing either. Hell, I'd recommend getting the Hori split pad over this thing. Even if you're just going to play Smash Brothers, these controllers are not worth it. Just do yourself a favor and don't play Smash Brothers portably at all. There's a reason why after 17 years people are still using the GameCube controller, right, AJ? Our resident Smash Brothers person?
Says you, I've done just fine in our matches using a Pro Controller. I've even won a handful of those using handheld mode.
Oh, well, that's because you don't need a good controller when you only hit 2 buttons, Sir Jumps-A-Lot.
Okay, mister, what do you mean Falcon has more than special attack?
Okay, well, maybe you should learn how to spot dodge that up. Listen, you don't see me complaining about the giant hitbox of Ivysaur's. Alright, well, you know what? We'll settle this in Smash, and we'll do it in a tournament this weekend. And you could play too. I had to set up a whole new shot just for this angle. This weekend, we're gonna do a Wi-Fi tournament that will be streamed on the channel Sunday, November 3rd. Pools will be Saturday, November 2nd. You must be a part of the Discord to qualify. We will be picking people who sign up from today on at random. So to get a chance to be a part of the tournament, check out the link in the description below. Winner will receive the Pokemon Sword and Shield Edition Switch Lite plus a copy of the game, and the 2 runners-up will get a copy of the game. You must be available for the pools this Saturday and for the streamed tournament this Sunday. We will also be checking your connection during the pools, so if you're using your grandma's dial-up, you will be disqualified. Spots are limited, so unfortunately not everyone will get to play, but try your luck anyway. Even if you're not that good, I think you'll be surprised at how far you can get, and at the very least, you'll have fun. And me and AJ will be competing as well, so maybe you can compete against me and AJ. And if I win the Switch Lite, you can watch me break it over my knee. I'm just kidding, I'm not kidding. If I win, the runner-up will get it. I'm not gonna win anyway, so this isn't even a concern. Anyway, what do you guys think about these garbage Joy-Con? Here's the thing, I don't normally like to make videos on stuff that I really don't like, especially if it's something that I don't need to make a video on. Like, I needed to make a video on the Switch Lite, whether I liked it or not. That makes sense. These Joy-Con, I didn't really need to make a video on them, but enough people asked, and it seemed like a cool concept, and I was actually a little bit excited about them, but don't buy them. If you really wanted to, though, there's an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. But just don't do it. Don't forget, we got new videos and live streams all the time here on this channel. Our schedule is usually in a pinned tweet over on our Twitter. We got Wolf Den Live every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube. And we got Sunday streams here on YouTube, where me and AJ usually play a game.
Hey, don't forget you were in my video today too. It's all about DLC fighters that we could see once the Fighters Pass wraps up.
Oh yeah, that's right here, I forgot. So that video is gonna be in a card right here, and I'll put it in the end slate too. If you wanna help support the channel, all you gotta do is click that join button down below here on YouTube or over on Twitch. You can use Amazon Prime and get a Twitch Prime sub for free. You can link those accounts to your Discord account. You can get private chat time with us. You get to play multiplayer games with us at least once a month, and you get videos like this one early. Those perks are in the supporter-only Discord, but of course there's a general Discord if you just want to hang out with the community. Also, I stream on Twitch. I forgot to mention that. But of course, the most important things that you can do, and the easiest thing to help support this channel, is subscribe. That's easy and free. And share this video with a friend who loves playing Smash Brothers on their Switch, and maybe might fall for one of these. But seriously, if you like a creator, any creator, sharing the video is probably the best thing you can do to help them. Thank you very much for helping me and just watching the video. And you have a good week, don't ya? Won't ya? I don't know.